What if the girl you're thinking about has already been giving you signs, but you've been missing every single one of them? The truth is, attraction isn't always loud or obvious. Most girls don't directly tell you how they feel. Instead, their emotions are often revealed through subtle behaviors, small habits, and unconscious actions that most guys completely overlook. A quick glance, remembering something you casually mentioned weeks ago, finding reasons to keep talking to you, or changing her energy the moment you walk into the room. These tiny details can speak louder than words. But here's the catch. If you don't know what to look for, you'll mistake these powerful signals for ordinary kindness. In today's video, we're breaking down *7 hidden signs that psychology suggests may indicate genuine attraction. Make sure you stay until the very end, because the final sign is one that most men ignore, even though it can be one of the strongest indicators of all. Attraction rarely begins with obvious flirting. In many cases, it starts with something much quieter, subtle synchronization. One of the strongest hidden signs that a girl may be attracted to you is when she unconsciously begins to mirror your behavior. This is not a trick she plans or something she even notices herself. It happens naturally because the human brain is wired to build connection by reflecting the actions of someone it feels comfortable with. If you lean forward while talking and after a few moments she does the same, or if you smile and she instantly matches your expression, these small moments may reveal far more than words ever could. Psychologists often describe mirroring as a sign of emotional comfort and growing trust. When two people feel connected, their body language starts becoming surprisingly similar. You may notice that she matches your walking pace, copies your hand movements, or even starts using some of the same phrases you use during conversations. These behaviors usually happen below the level of conscious awareness. She isn't trying to impress you by acting like you. Instead, her brain is quietly saying, "I feel safe around this person." That feeling of safety is often the foundation upon which attraction grows. Imagine you're sitting together at a cafe. You pick up your coffee mug, and a few seconds later, she casually picks up hers. You cross your legs, and after a short while, she shifts into a similar position. During a funny conversation, you both laugh in almost the same rhythm. None of these actions alone prove romantic interest. However, when several of these patterns appear consistently over time, they become much more meaningful. The important word is consistency. Attraction is usually revealed through repeated behavior, not one isolated moment. Another powerful form of mirroring happens in communication. If you speak calmly, she naturally softens her voice. If you become excited while telling a story, her energy rises with yours. She may begin responding with similar humor, matching your texting style, or adopting expressions that you've used before. Emotional synchronization often develops before either person openly admits their feelings. This creates a sense of effortless chemistry that both people can feel but may struggle to explain. However, it's important to stay realistic. Mirroring alone does not guarantee that someone is romantically attracted to you. Friendly people, close coworkers, and even longtime friends may display similar behaviors because humans naturally mirror those they enjoy being around. That's why it's essential to observe the bigger picture. Does she also maintain eye contact? Does she remember small details about your life? Does she look for reasons to continue the conversation? When mirroring appears alongside several other positive signals, it becomes a much stronger indicator of genuine attraction. The biggest mistake many people make is searching for one magical sign that reveals someone's feelings. Human emotions are far more complex than that. Real attraction is like a puzzle where every small behavior adds another piece. Mirroring is simply one of the clearest pieces because it happens naturally and honestly. Instead of trying to force someone to mirror you or testing their reactions, focus on creating comfortable conversations and authentic moments together. Genuine connection cannot be manipulated, but it can grow naturally when two people truly enjoy each other's company. Often, The strongest signs of attraction are not spoken aloud. They quietly appear through the small actions that most people never even notice. Have you ever mentioned something small in a conversation and then forgotten about it, only to discover that she remembered it weeks later? That kind of attention is often more meaningful than grand compliments or obvious flirting. One of the strongest hidden signs of attraction is when a girl remembers the little details about you that most people overlook. These details may seem unimportant on the surface, but they reveal where her attention naturally goes. People tend to remember information that carries emotional value, and when someone consistently remembers the small things about you, it often reflects a deeper level of interest. Think about the conversations you have every day. Most people forget random facts within hours because their minds are focused on countless other things. But when someone is emotionally invested, their brain begins to store seemingly ordinary moments. She might remember your favorite coffee order, the name of your childhood pet, your dream travel destination, or a story you shared weeks ago about an important goal. You may not even realize you mentioned these things, yet she brings them up naturally in future conversations. That isn't always because she has an exceptional memory. More often, it's because she was genuinely paying attention when you spoke. This happens because attraction changes the way people listen. Instead of hearing words just to respond, they listen to understand. They become curious about your personality, your habits, your likes, and your experiences. Every small detail becomes another piece of the puzzle that helps them understand who you are. That level of curiosity is difficult to fake because it requires consistent focus over time. For example, imagine you casually mention that your favorite movie is one you watched with your family growing up. A few weeks later, she sends you a funny reference from that movie or asks if you've watched the sequel. Or perhaps you once mentioned that you have an important meeting on Friday and she unexpectedly asks how it went. These moments may seem simple, but they demonstrate that your words stayed in her mind long after the conversation ended. People rarely invest that kind of mental energy in someone they don't genuinely care about. Another interesting pattern is that she remembers not only facts, but also emotions. She may notice when you're stressed, recognize when your mood changes, or remember something that made you laugh during a previous conversation. Emotional memory is often even stronger than factual memory because feelings leave a lasting impression. When someone remembers both what you said and how you felt, it usually means they were emotionally engaged while listening. At the same time, it's important not to misunderstand kindness as romantic interest. Some people naturally have excellent memories and genuinely care about everyone around them. That's why this sign should never be judged in isolation. Instead, look for consistency and combination. Does she also make an effort to spend time with you? Does she continue conversations even when they could have ended? Does she seem excited when you share new experiences? When remembering small details is combined with these other behaviors, it becomes a much stronger indicator of attraction. Ultimately, attraction often reveals itself through attention rather than dramatic gestures. Grand romantic moments are memorable, but genuine interest is usually hidden inside ordinary conversations. When someone values what you say, remembers the little things that matter to you, and brings those details back into future conversations without being reminded, it shows that you occupy a meaningful place in their thoughts. Sometimes the smallest memories reveal the biggest feelings because they prove that even after the conversation ended, you never really left their mind. One of the most overlooked signs of attraction doesn't begin with words. It begins with attention. Before a conversation starts, before a smile is exchanged, and before any obvious flirting happens, a person's eyes often reveal where their interest naturally goes. If a girl is genuinely attracted to you, she may find herself looking for you without even realizing she's doing it. This isn't because she's trying to make her feelings obvious. It's because the human brain naturally pays more attention to people who have become emotionally significant. Imagine walking into a room where several people are talking. While everyone else continues their conversations, you briefly notice her glance in your direction. A few minutes later, your eyes meet again from across the room. These repeated moments may seem like coincidence at first, but when they happen consistently, they can suggest that your presence stands out to her. Attraction often influences where our attention goes long before we consciously decide to focus on someone. Psychologists explain that people naturally scan their surroundings for individuals who matter to them emotionally. When someone becomes important, whether through friendship, admiration, or romantic interest, the brain begins monitoring their presence almost automatically. She may look toward the entrance when someone walks in, hoping it's you. During a group conversation, her eyes might briefly return to you even when someone else is speaking. These subtle patterns are often unconscious and happen without any deliberate intention. Another interesting clue is the quality of eye contact. It's not simply about how long she looks at you, but how naturally those moments happen. Sometimes she'll hold eye contact for a second longer than necessary before smiling. Other times, she may quickly look away after realizing you've noticed her watching. This combination of curiosity and slight nervousness can be common when attraction is involved. However, every person expresses interest differently. Some become confident and maintain eye contact, while others feel shy and avoid looking for too long. You'll also notice that her attention seems unusually focused when you're speaking. Even in a noisy group, she listens carefully, reacts to your jokes, and follows your stories with genuine interest. Instead of constantly checking her phone or becoming distracted, she stays mentally present. Attention is one of the greatest gifts someone can offer because it cannot be forced for long. When a person consistently chooses to focus on you, despite many distractions, it often reflects a deeper emotional investment. There are also moments when attraction appears through silent observation. She may notice changes that other people miss, like a new haircut, a different jacket, or even a subtle shift in your mood. These observations happen because she's already paying close attention. Most people overlook small changes in those around them, but someone who is emotionally interested often notices details without making a big announcement about them. Of course, eye contact alone should never be treated as proof of romantic feelings. Some people naturally make strong eye contact because they're confident, friendly, or simply good listeners. Others may avoid eye contact despite being attracted because they're shy or nervous. That's why it's important to consider this sign alongside other consistent behaviors. If she frequently remembers personal details, finds reasons to continue conversations, smiles more around you, and naturally looks for you in social settings, those signals together become much more meaningful. The biggest mistake people make is assuming attraction always announces itself loudly. In reality, genuine interest often hides inside quiet moments that are easy to ignore. A quick glance across the room, a smile that appears the moment she notices you, or eyes that instinctively search for your presence may seem insignificant on their own. Yet over time, these repeated moments create a clear pattern. Attraction is rarely revealed by one dramatic gesture. More often, it's reflected in the simple fact that, among everyone around her, your presence is the one her attention keeps returning to. A conversation usually ends when both people have nothing more to say. But when a girl is genuinely interested in someone, she often finds subtle ways to keep the interaction going. Instead of giving short replies that naturally end the discussion, she asks follow-up questions, shares related stories, or introduces new topics. This doesn't always happen because she needs information. More often, it's because she enjoys talking to you and wants the connection to last a little longer. You might notice that after you've answered one question, she immediately asks another. If you mention your weekend plans, she becomes curious about the details. If you tell a funny story, she wants to know what happened next. Even simple conversations suddenly become longer because she keeps adding something new. These small efforts show that she's not simply being polite. She's investing time and attention into the interaction. This pattern is also common in texting. Instead of responding with a single word, she sends thoughtful replies, asks about your day, or brings up something you discussed earlier. Sometimes she'll even message you first with a random thought, a funny meme, or an interesting question, just to create another opportunity to talk. The topic itself isn't always important. The real goal is maintaining the conversation and staying connected. However, it's important to avoid jumping to conclusions based on one conversation alone. Some people are naturally friendly and enjoy talking with everyone. The key is consistency. If she repeatedly looks for reasons to continue conversations, remembers previous discussions, and seems genuinely engaged whenever you're together, these behaviors may suggest that her interest goes beyond casual friendship. Attraction often reveals itself not through dramatic confessions, but through the quiet effort someone makes to keep you in their world just a little longer. One of the most subtle yet powerful signs of attraction is the way a person's energy changes when they are around someone they genuinely like. Words can be carefully chosen, but emotions often influence tone of voice, facial expressions, and overall behavior without conscious effort. If a girl is attracted to you, you may notice that she seems more cheerful, more expressive, or more engaged whenever you're part of the conversation. These changes are often small, but when they happen consistently, they can reveal feelings that are never spoken aloud. Pay attention to the way she speaks with you compared to how she interacts with others. Her voice may become softer, warmer, or more enthusiastic. She might laugh more easily at your jokes, even the simple ones, because being around someone she enjoys naturally lifts her mood. This doesn't mean she's pretending or forcing a reaction. Positive emotions often make people smile more, maintain better eye contact, and respond with greater energy. Another clue is how quickly she reacts to your presence. If she appears tired or quiet, but suddenly becomes more animated when you join the conversation, that shift can be meaningful. Attraction often creates excitement that people struggle to hide. Her posture may become more open. Her smile may appear more frequently, and she may seem genuinely interested in everything you're saying. These are natural emotional responses rather than carefully planned actions. You may also notice that she celebrates your successes with genuine enthusiasm. Whether you share good news about work, school, or a personal achievement, she reacts with excitement instead of giving a brief or indifferent response. Someone who is emotionally interested often feels happy when the person they care about succeeds. That emotional investment is difficult to fake over a long period. Even during ordinary conversations, her expressions can reveal more than her words. She listens carefully, nods while you're speaking, and responds in a way that shows she is emotionally present. Instead of checking her phone or becoming distracted, she stays focused on the interaction. These small behaviors create a feeling that you're important in that moment. Of course, personality matters. Some people are naturally outgoing and energetic with everyone they meet, while others are reserved even when they have strong feelings. That's why it's important to compare her behavior over time rather than judging a single interaction. If her tone, enthusiasm, attention, and emotional warmth consistently become more noticeable whenever you're around, it may be a genuine sign of attraction. Real interest often isn't announced through dramatic words. It quietly appears through the positive energy someone brings into your presence, making even ordinary conversations feel more meaningful and memorable. One hidden sign of attraction that many people overlook is when a girl naturally creates opportunities to be around you. She may not openly say that she wants to spend more time with you, but her actions often reveal that desire. Instead of waiting for a perfect reason, she finds simple everyday excuses to start a conversation, sit nearby, or join activities you're already part of. These moments usually feel casual, yet they happen often enough to form a noticeable pattern. For example, she might choose the seat next to you in a group setting, walk with you after a meeting, or ask for your opinion on something she could easily have figured out herself. The reason may seem ordinary, but the real motivation could be that she enjoys your company. People naturally seek closeness with those they feel comfortable and emotionally connected to, and attraction often strengthens that tendency. This behavior isn't always physical proximity alone. She may also create opportunities to interact through messages or social media. Perhaps she sends you an interesting post, replies to your stories, or starts conversations about topics you both enjoy. The goal isn't necessarily the topic itself. It's maintaining a connection and finding reasons to stay present in each other's lives. At the same time, it's important to stay realistic and avoid assuming that every friendly action is a sign of romantic interest. Some people are naturally social and enjoy spending time with many different people. That's why this signal becomes meaningful only when it appears consistently alongside other positive behaviors, such as remembering small details about you, maintaining engaged conversations, making genuine eye contact, and showing enthusiasm whenever you're together. Healthy relationships are built on mutual interest and respect, not on guessing games or forcing interpretations. If someone repeatedly makes an effort to be near you, values your presence, and looks for natural ways to include you in their day, it may suggest that you're becoming an important part of their world. Often, attraction isn't revealed through dramatic declarations. It quietly grows through the simple choice to be close whenever the opportunity appears.